January 19th, 2026. A Ukrainian FPV drone targeted Russian soldiers. The soldiers, who were spotted by the drone while riding motorcycles, began to flee. A Russian soldier fired his weapon at the drone, but all his efforts were in vain. The other Russian soldier, who tried to escape, couldn't get very far. He also became the drone's target. In the same region, namely the Donetsk region, many Russian soldiers continued to be targeted one by Ukrainian FPV drones. Look at the helpless situation of Russian soldiers on the front line. The soldiers are completely helpless against the drones. Soldiers who tried to escape the drones by running were unable to escape in any way. The next target of the Ukrainian FPV drone is a Russian soldier wandering alone in a wooded area in the Pokrovsk region. The drone is rapidly advancing toward its target. Although Russian soldiers now prefer this type of hiding place, they cannot escape detection by drones. The soldier who tried to use the tree to escape the drone still couldn't escape. Now you will witness how careful FPV drone operators are. An FPV drone conducting reconnaissance in the Donetsk region is searching for Russian soldiers in the area. Before long, it managed to spot a Russian soldier. The Russian soldier is trying to hide in the snow on the right. Did you see that? FPV drones are such an effective weapon. Did you also notice that the Russian soldier is using a hunting rifle? He chose a weapon suitable for use against drones. This time, the target is a Russian unmanned ground vehicle. Does anyone know exactly what this is? The Russian military vehicle, whose purpose is unclear, was immediately neutralized. A Russian soldier was spotted hiding in an abandoned area. A drone carrying a very powerful explosive completely destroyed the soldier's location. This soldier is spotted while hiding in a garage. However, his hiding place did not protect him from the drones. Russian soldiers returning to their positions in ATVs were detected by a drone. The Russian soldiers, who attempted to escape by maneuvering quickly, became the target of the explosive-carrying drone. Look at the 4 Russian soldiers waiting to rest under a tree. The Russian soldiers, standing in a rather vulnerable position in the open field, were attacked like this. This time, 2 Russian soldiers were spotted advancing in the Lyman region in their vehicles. Why are Russian soldiers using such vulnerable vehicles on the front lines? The soldiers, realizing the drone was attacking, tried to jump out of the vehicle, but it was too late. Look at the Russian soldier trying to get water from the well. That's how bad the situation is for Russian soldiers. Soon after, the Russian soldier comes under attack. Many Russian soldiers hiding inside the destroyed buildings were also attacked in the same way. These walls offer no protection against drone attacks. Here's another Russian soldier who will experience the same attack. Although these vehicles are fast, they completely reduce the chances of escaping the drone. 3 Russian soldiers were spotted near a town in the Donetsk region. When the soldiers spotted the attacking drone on the road, they started firing, but none of them managed to hit the drone. 3 FPV drones attacked the 3 soldiers. Each soldier became a target for the drones one by one. That's why Russian soldiers moving around in large groups are easier targets. FPV drones target not only soldiers, but also military vehicles and shelters. Numerous drones belonging to the Azov and Signum units attacked many targets belonging to Russian forces in the Donetsk region. Trenches and vehicles thought to be well protected were rendered ineffective one by one. In fact, these types of attacks cause greater damage than targeting soldiers. First, Russian military communication satellites were targeted, followed by Russian troops in the region. Russian soldiers sent to reinforce their positions in the Donetsk region were hit by Ukrainian drone attacks before they could reach their positions. Why do Russian troops keep making the same mistake? They keep using the same routes that are constantly under attack. Look at the Russian soldiers, another attack of the same kind, and again, they failed to escape. With the arrival of winter, Russian soldiers are struggling to advance on the front lines, so they are opting for smaller off-road vehicles. The Russian soldier panicked when he noticed the drone attacking and crashed. He got out of the vehicle and started running, but he still couldn't escape. Now look at the moments when many Russian soldiers came under attack. These attacks clearly show the situation on the front line. While Russian soldiers are usually targeted by FPV drones alone, these attacks show how many losses Russian forces have suffered against drones. Although Russian forces claim to have carried out 1,500 drone attacks in one day, Ukraine's forces completely dominate the front line with drones. But here's a question we want to ask you. Why are Russian soldiers wandering aimlessly on the front line? Soldiers whose destination is unclear are simply becoming targets for drones. Do you think this is a tactic? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Additionally, your comments and likes on the video provide us with tremendous moral support. In this attack, we see how agile FPV drones are. An FPV drone is searching for Russian soldiers, maneuvering precisely between many trees in a forested area. This is entirely down to the drone operator's experience. The Russian soldier has already been spotted. He can be seen if you look closely. The drone is looking for a suitable attack position. The Russian soldier lost track of him. But the FPV drone was determined not to let the Russian soldier get away. It began searching the area again. With quick maneuvers, it caught up with the Russian soldier again. With nowhere left to run, the Russian soldier began to wait. The soldier, who had many advantages for shooting down the drone, never fired at it. In the end, he became the drone's target. 3 Russian infantry carrier armored vehicles, BMPs, are moving from the Donetsk region and launching an attack toward Ukrainian defense positions. However, they encounter Ukrainian defenses in an unexpected way. A Russian mechanized unit, hit by kamikaze drones along the way, is trapped. This place will soon become a death zone. Over 20 drones launched an attack, targeting the armored vehicles one by one. There are at least 6 Russian soldiers in each vehicle. None of the Russian soldiers can even retaliate. Ukrainian drones continue their relentless attack. Russian armored vehicles, which had lost their mobility due to kamikaze drone attacks, were now being bombed by unmanned aerial vehicles. They were now completely incapacitated. This attempt by Russian forces to attack Ukrainian positions resulted in heavy losses. Ignoring drones in such an attack attempt is a huge mistake. Soldiers who tried to get out of the vehicle and flee became targets for FPV drones. Russian forces are abandoning many military vehicles on the front lines, but each one is being destroyed by Ukrainian attacks. Russian soldiers are forced to leave the vehicles outside their trenches, leaving them completely defenseless. It's like a one-way ticket. Russian soldiers who reach the front lines have no military vehicles to return with. Explain that Ukrainian drone pilots follow a strict doctrine. No vehicle stays intact. The denial of recovery. Even if a Russian tank is just stuck or out of fuel, Ukrainian FPV first-person view, drones will drop grenades into open hatches or hit fuel tanks. This ensures that Russia cannot send recovery vehicles, BREM units, under the cover of night to tow them back and repair them. The message to the Russian infantry is clear. You are being dropped off to stay. Whether you win the trench or lose it, your transport is already burning. A successful evacuation under fire. An armored Hummer races to the pickup point under active FPV drone attacks, narrowly evading a strike. The soldiers quickly retrieve their comrade and move out without hesitation. In moments like these, every second counts, and survival comes down to speed, coordination, and a bit of luck. We are entering 2026, and the battlefield in Ukraine has evolved into something the world has never seen before. The war of attrition has reached a fever pitch. We are no longer just looking at trenches and tanks. We are looking at a landscape dominated by artificial intelligence, autonomous drone swarms, and a total collapse of traditional mechanized doctrine. As the winter of 2026 bites hard, the world watches to see if the Russian economy can survive this level of loss, or if Ukraine's resilience can finally break the stalemate. But I want to hear from you. We are seeing billions of dollars in technology being destroyed every month. Do you believe that high-tech drone warfare has made traditional tanks and heavy armor obsolete forever? Or is this just a temporary phase in military history? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the latest updates from the front lines.